Hey everybody, I'm back in my home garden, and this is a video about survivors and thrivers, and I wanted to show you the plants that are still looking amazing here at the end of September. So take notes. These are plants that are surviving and thriving all the way up to the end of the season. So let's take a look, get that pen or pencil out, and let's do a little bit of flower school. So Verbena bonariensis. These verbena are wonderful. They'll lightly self-seed in your garden too, so sort of a marginally hardy perennial. And this plant has looked amazing all season long. It's a wonderful butterfly plant too. Super heat and drought tolerant. Now you'll see there's a theme in my garden, and that is I have a lot of salvias. There's a reason for that. Salvias are amazing performers all the way through the season. They bring in hummingbirds like crazy. Mystic spires. I love the way the dew has settled on the calyxes of these flowers. And you can see this wonderful little bumblebee taking a nap, sleeping through the night. It's a great plant for diversity in the garden, brings in all kinds of pollinators, and effortless. I have not deadheaded or cleaned these plants once. The wonderful stand of Mystic Spires salvia. Dragon's Breath celosia. This plant offers really nice burgundy foliage all the way through the summer, and then here at the end of the season, you start getting these spikes. Hot pink spikes. You mix that with the Mystic Spires and maybe some Sunfinity sunflowers, and you've got a really nice show late season. So cannas, now not just any cannas, there are a lot of cannas to choose from in the spring. You may have noticed that we carry cannas that are about this big in the spring called canovas. This is what we get when we plant those canovas. An incredible plant, long flowering period. And what I love about canovas is they're very accessible because we sell them in quarts early in the spring. That's a nice price point. And the performance is there. It's, in my opinion, one of the top performers of all the cannas that are out there. They come in a variety of colors. This one is called Mango. It's my personal favorite. And this in the back of the garden, you know, I'm 5'9", not bad. And what's great here is, yes, you do have seed pods developing, but right behind it, brand new flowers still spiking here in late September. So Canova cannas are your cannas. They're the ones that we like. I've told you before, I'm very picky about varieties, and this is exactly why. Okay, friends, I have a public service basil announcement for you. So how many times have you planted basil and it goes to seed and then kind of falls apart or gets mildew and turns into a yucky pile? Well, I'm in my garden and it's late September, and look at Basil Pesto Perpetuo. All of the other basil is long done. These things are practically the size of boxwoods and still producing nice flavor. This is my favorite basil for this reason, and I think that consumers would do well to pick up on Basil Pesto Perpetuo. It's our favorite one because you get so much more value out of it. The plant produces all summer long. It's lightly variegated, which lends it this wonderful feature where it never goes to bloom, meaning it doesn't peter out. So, Basil Pesto Perpetuo, don't miss out on this one. And here, folks, is the difference between premium coleus and seed-grown flat coleus that you often find on the discount shelf. So, premium coleus often do not bloom until late in the season or at all. And you can see these are all our premium types that we carry. Our orange here is just now throwing up some flowers. What that means is when you do the premium coleus over, say, seed flat coleus often go to bloom very, very early in the season, and then much like their basil relatives, they peter out very, very quickly. So by having these wonderful premium varieties, you get a much better value over the length of the season. Pretty much all of these new coleus are totally sun tolerant as well. So wonderful, wonderful plants, and I can't recommend them enough. So here in the northern states, lantana is one of the toughest, easiest annuals to grow. It's very drought tolerant. Our conditions are super favorable for this plant to look nice all season long. It's a great hummingbird plant. Now this one is called passion fruit, and we're shooting early in the morning here, so everything's covered in dew, but this plant is electric in the summer sun and offers that really unique multicolored flower. And Kufia. I have Kufia all through my gardens. I sit up on my front porch, and between the Kufia, the salvia, and all of the other pollinator annuals that we have out here, these things, it is just teeming with hummingbirds and butterflies. Kufia will bring in those hummingbirds. This one is called Cherry Bells. It's excellent. It's an oddity of a plant. This is Solanum pyracanthum. Included it because it is still looking pretty cool. Now, maybe not for everybody, but I love the bright orange spines on the silvery leaves. And this is covered in dew at the moment, but in the summer, in the heat of the day, this plant has a very nice silver foliage with these totally wicked spines coming right up out of the leaf. That's a cool one. Somewhat of an oddity. It's a specialty plant for us, but we do carry it in the spring. So dragon wing type begonias, that would be your Vikings, your Whoppers, canary wings, all amazing performers. And you can see right here, these things do not stop blooming. The only thing I could say about them is they're a little messy because they never stop flowering, which I'll take it. I'll sweep up after the plant if they're gonna put on that much of a show all the way into the end of the season. And for massive, amazing season-long color, it's hard to beat canary wings. This is my plant, very proud of it. So this is a Groovy Plants Ranch original plant. We brought this plant to market, and look at how incredible this thing is. It's so big. Never stops blooming with those ruby red flowers. It's just a wonderful plant. This plant consistently looks good until the first hard freeze every single year. And one more specialty plant for you. As a summer survivor, Begonia Griffin. The thing is a beast and just a really great accent plant. I have it mixed in with the coleus here, and then Geranium Roseanne, which is a hardy perennial. And it just creates a really nice texture and a really nice feel. Well, I hope this was informative for you. A few wonderful survivor plants. So write them down. These are the plants I love, so you can count on us having them for next season. Look for these come spring.